Hello, everybody, and welcome to Breaking Free, a way for you to discover your path to joy, purpose, and living a life that you love. This is the Bliss Code formula. Today, I'm giving you the Bliss Code formula, my 8 step methodology to help you call in the life that you actually want to live. And it is going to help you in every facet, every area of your being, of your lifestyle, from personal to professional. I really believe in a holistic methodology, and this is exactly what you need to get you where you want to go. So go ahead and take a break from whatever it was that you were doing and get you a pen and paper, get out the note section of your phone because you're going to want to absorb this information because this is how you get back to you being you. So, who is this for? This is for somebody who is feeling burned out, who is feeling stressed in their life, feeling like they cannot show up as their authentic self. So, if you're the person where you feel like you have a missing link within your life, then this workshop is for you. So, the Bliss Code is a formula that I have come up with, something that I've put together that I've tried on myself and countless clients to help them call in their manifestations. So, I host a podcast called the Bliss Code Podcast and also have an academy where I teach self mastery to women. And this is exactly what I hone in on. We're all about mindset, manifestation, and main character energy, calling in that confidence that you need to actually live the life that you said you wanted. You said you wanted to level up in your life. And this is really the year to do that. I think it's a special time. I think it's a special time for women, especially because this is our time where we are leveling up. We're doing all of the things that we were told that we couldn't do, and we're doing them in our own way, unapologetically being ourselves. And also, I think it's a fine time to do something like this for yourself because it's the top of the year. You know it's on your mind. You know that you're thinking about it. And hey, it's a leap year, right? So I have been calling this the quantum leap year. This is the year where you really leap ahead, where you really get some growth instead of just talking about some of the things that you want to do and not actually being able to accomplish them. So within my academy, these are the exact rules that you need to follow every single day, living your life in order to embody this new person that you want to be, this new person that you're calling in. So whether it's that you're looking for more money in your life, more fulfillment, if you're looking to have a sustainable business, if you are looking to lose weight, if you're looking to call in the love of your life, you're going to want to practice these things. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not a person who is about quick fixes or gimmicks. So this is something that is going to take your time and energy. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. It's going to be worth it though, and it's going to work. So it's going to be the last workshop that you are going to need if you follow this methodology. Let's get right into the first step. Let's not delay any longer. So, there's actually an acronym for this. I'm going to help you out right from the beginning. The acronym is self help. And that is so perfect. You will never forget that because that is what it's going to take for you to get to the next level to reach new heights. You can't be coming from victim mode. I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody's been watching this whole Monique saga, if you're not aware who Monique is, she's an entertainer, she's a comedian who didn't feel like she was getting her worth in her work environment. And I know a lot of people can relate to this story because a lot of people can identify with Monique and the way that she feels about the way her life is gone. But I'm here to tell you that you need to call in your confidence and get out of victim mode, because there's nobody that's going to come and save the day for you. There's nobody that's going to come and fix everything for you. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. And you are the one that is going to have to do something in order to flip this on its head and get it where it needs to be. If you are a victim, listen, I used to work with a lot of homeless people, right? And so many of them were stuck in victim mode. They wanted to tell me everything that was wrong, everything that everybody else had done to them, and weren't really keen on taking responsibility for themselves, right? So I always asked my clients, okay, you're telling me all of these things. Now that I know these things, okay, you got what you wanted. I feel sorry for you, because this is what a person who is stuck in victim mentality, they want to complain, they want to vent, they want to gain sympathy, they want you to understand where they're coming from. And we can relate to that, right? As humans, we want somebody else to understand where we're coming from. But if you are stuck in a victim mode, how are you going to do anything about it? So it's so important for you to know that the very beginning step of this journey is for you to take a look inward and understand who you are as a person and what it is that you've got going on. So you may be thinking of some things right now. Well, what is it that I'm not doing that I know I should be doing? Or you may have no idea. And this is why silence and self observation is so important. And I think that it needs to be done in solitude. So some of the things that you can do to start getting to know yourself is to practice mindfulness. Okay, now, let's talk about mindfulness for a little bit, because a lot of people get tripped up on mindfulness, meditation, what it all is, how to do it. They feel like it's something larger than them, something that they can't understand and they can't relate to. I'm telling you, it is something that you can absolutely do. It's something that you can take advantage of and do right now. This is the opportunity to just go quiet and observe your surroundings and be in the moment. So already we are giving you something that's probably going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because I'm going to tell you to put away your phone. I'm going to tell you to put it in a place where you can't access it. Now, if you're feeling very anxious about that, I remember when my sister was in college, she's a dietitian now, and they did this experiment with her and her classmates where they took all of their phones away and then measured their levels of anxiety and heart rates and everything as the phones were getting closer and closer to the door, bringing them outside of the classroom. And I know that this is what we go through as a community. We are attached to our phones. We feel like we cannot let them go. And I have once downloaded an app to my phone where it showed me that I was connecting with the phone, unlocking the phone every single hour. Somehow, every single hour, I found a reason that I needed to be touching that phone, whether it was texting somebody, checking social media. And it even tells you, the app even told me that I was getting over 100 notifications a day between email, social media, text messages, phone calls. It's just too much stimulation. One of the reasons why I bought this watch, so that I could detach from my phone. Okay. So I understand that putting your phone away is going to be difficult for you, but you have got to go silent. When you go silent, this is when you can start to hear everything that you couldn't hear while you were distracted. This is why mindfulness comes up so much as meditation. Okay. So think about this: when you meditate, you are closing your eyes, you are sitting still, you've closed the door, you have removed and eliminated everything that can disturb you, right? You've set a timer, all of that. And a lot of people feel like that they can't meditate because They don't know how to close their eyes for a long time. They can't quiet their thoughts. Well, guess what? It's not about quieting your thoughts. It's about noticing your thoughts. It's about noticing what's going on. And that's why this is the first step to the Bliss Code, because it's an opportunity for you to get to know yourself outside of other people. I read this book called The Artist's Way. I'm an abstract artist as well. That's one of the ways that I practice mindfulness. And within the book, it tells you to take yourself on these artist dates every week. Well, you don't have to be an artist to take yourself on a date every week. This is an opportunity for you to turn your phone off. 2 hours, okay? 2 hours is what is suggested for this date. Take yourself on a date, be quiet, don't talk to anybody, don't call anybody, and start to notice what it is that you're thinking about. This is where you're going to start hearing that meanie that is inside of your head. Yes, I said it, that meanie that is inside of your head, talking all that trash to you, talking about how old you look, talking about how big your stomach is, talking about how flabby your arms are, talking about your fupa, talking about how you're not doing well at work, how your hair is brittle. I mean, she's ruthless, honey. She is ruthless. But this will show you, this will open your eyes to how you were talking to yourself, because you cannot even you cannot even begin to fix anything that is going on within your life, period. No matter what it is that you're struggling through, without observing yourself and understanding yourself and seeing where you need to make changes. So, girl, trust and believe. It is time for you to shut that mouth. Coming from me, a talkaholic, it is time for you to shut your mouth, go within, okay, and be mindful. Some of the ways that you can be mindful: go on a walk, go on a hike, okay? I already know what you're saying. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. You're already hearing your negative self talk. You're already hearing it. You've already given up, and we're only on step one. So do not self sabotage. This S, that I'm telling you, the S in self help: solitude, self observation, silence. And you're going to hear that self sabotage. So let's get back into some of the ways that you can practice mindfulness. You can go on a hike. You can start to observe the nature that is around you, the sounds that are around you. Start becoming aware of the things that you can hear when you're in this self-observation mode. Another way that you can practice mindfulness, we already talked about meditation. That's going to open you up. If you think you don't have time for 30 minutes of meditation, do 10 minutes of meditation. Do 5 minutes of meditation. Start where you are, but don't stay where you are, okay? Don't just be satisfied with, 3 minutes, 5 minutes forever. Know that you're going to continue to work your way up. And a lot of these rules overlap. So you will hear this come up over and over again. One of the ways that I told one of my girlfriends to practice mindfulness is when she's cooking, to just listen to the sounds of herself cooking. Don't worry about being distracted, getting on the phone, watching a video, talking to someone. Simply sit there, be quiet, and listen to yourself cooking. Okay. Once you practice this rule number one of the Bliss Code, that is going to open you up for everything else. You're going to be like, oh, this is why she's telling us to journal all the time. This is why, because you're going to feel compelled to write it down. You're going to start getting these downloads of consciousness. You're going to start hearing what you couldn't hear before when you were too busy doing everything else. This This is a mason jar. You can tell I'm living down south. We love our mason jars, don't we? But this is blue lemon lavender cold brew. You can get this right from the shop at theblisscode.net. This is something that I love to drink, a cold brew tea, so that I can stay hydrated throughout the day, no matter what's going on, no matter if I have an audience to speak to or whatever it is that I'm doing. That helps me drink water without it being boring. So let's get back to rule number 2 of the Bliss Code. Okay. I said the acronym was self help. Did you write it down? Huh? Okay. Because I know if you're watching me, you're already a go getter. I saw somebody comment already. That is so true. You can't be in the frame of mind of a victim. Exactly. So if you know you're not a victim, you know that it's up to you, baby. You know that it's up to you to do what it takes to get your life together. All right, let's roll. Eliminate. That's the E in the self help. You need to eliminate any clutter, any distractions, or any obligations. When you started with the Bliss Code formula, you went with the S, right? This is giving you the opportunity already before you even start on the E to eliminate a distraction. Okay. This is where you start to say no to people. This is where you start to clear your calendar. And I'm telling you right now what's going to come up. You're going to feel like a bad girl. You're going to feel like a bad person. You're going to feel like, because you are removing some of these obligations and saying no to people and saying no to events that you don't want to actually go to, this is how you're going to let the world know. This is how you're going to let the universe know, your subconscious mind know that you are only here for the things that you like to enjoy and the things that are on your path to fulfillment. Okay. So during that time of self observation and silence, you may have written down a lot of things in your journal that you thought of, that you know that you need to get rid of, that you know that you need to start doing, or that you need to stop doing. So now is your time for you to actually wipe those things clean off of your plate and start to call in the things that you do want to do, that are in alignment with your highest self. Because before, you were just telling me that you didn't have any time. And I'm telling you right now that you have time. It's just, what are you doing with your time? Okay. So right now I'm talking about distractions and obligations. We haven't even gotten into the clutter yet, because that makes a difference as well. But you being able to clear your calendar of obligations is letting the universe know what you're available for and what you're not. I had a private client that made it, she's been taking my training. She made herself a cup of coffee. The cup of coffee was like burnt or something like that, right? And it wasn't good. Her old self, prior to the Bliss Code formula, prior to one-on-one coaching with me, was going to drink that coffee. She was going to drink it. It's nasty. Hey, I made it. I don't want to waste money. Oh, well, whatever her thoughts were that were in her mind. Her new self, that is putting herself in top ranking, is like, I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to drink coffee that tastes bad just to save what? A few cents for that pot of coffee that you can pour out and start anew. See, sometimes we are holding on to these attachments so hard because we want to be a good person or we don't want to waste things. But every time you do something small like that, every time you accept something small that you don't like, you are letting the universe know that you're in it. That's what you're in it for. Hey, I'm good. I don't mind. Yeah, I'll take the poop end of the stick. No problem. I'll drink the nasty coffee. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll take the project that nobody wants to do. No problem. I'll do that. You know why? Because I'm such a great person and you can count on me and I'm going to be there come hell or high water. If I have to come to work and stay late till 9 o'clock at night just to get it done, I will. I want you to start saying no because you know that's BS. When you hear it coming out of my mouth, you know it's BS. If you start to do this, all of a sudden you will get the time back that you want to call in for yourself. All of a sudden you will be able to do the things that you want to do for your life. You will start to call them in because you are telling the universe, listen, I'm not taking no shorts and no losses. Okay? Not even when it's coffee, baby. I don't care what it is. I'm not taking any shorts, any losses. If you keep showing up for yourself in that way and let the universe know that here's my standard and here is what I'm willing to accept and everything else has to go and this is what I'm going to say yes to and this is what I'm going to say no to, you will start getting more things in alignment with what it is that you want and where it is that you want to be. Rockin', you said that resonates so strongly. I know it does. I know I know what you're going through because I've been there. I used to be the person who would work so much, whether I'm tired or not. I would work myself into a frenzy. I would literally work myself sick because I wanted people to know how great I was instead of just letting them understand and absorb all this main character energy that is. Stop trying to prove yourself because this is the reason you have so much stuff on your plate. Booked and busy is over. Okay? Booked and busy is over. It's time for you to release some of this stuff. And do I have to even explain why you need to get rid of clutter? Do I? If your house is a mess, your brain is a mess because your brain is very powerful. Okay? And it's seeing all the things that you're not even paying attention to right now. All of the things that you are not hyper focused in on, it still sees it. Case in point, an ex-boyfriend of mine got diagnosed with a brain tumor. Okay. It rocked his brain so bad that his brain started to get distracted more easily. I remember one time we were watching a movie in his media room and he could not concentrate on the movie. He was like, oh, do you hear those birds outside? Do you hear? And it's so distracting. I can't even concentrate on the movie. And let me tell you something. I've got good hearing, baby. Okay. But I could not hear those birds. I had to stop and say, oh, yeah, I do hear the birds. They were always there chirping. He could hear them. They existed. It wasn't made up in his mind, but his brain was no longer able to focus in and eliminate the other distractions. Can you imagine if your brain didn't allow you to focus in? If you had to pay attention to every single distraction, right now I'm looking at a light, I'm looking at a camera, I'm looking at my laptop, I'm looking at plants, I'm looking at paintings on the wall, I'm looking at my hands, my clothes, my carpet, my couch, I'm my water, my tea next to me. I can see all of those things, but my brain is allowing me to concentrate and focus on this one thing. So if you have a cluttered home, your brain is still seeing all of that. And not only that, just like I told you before, your brain is saying, oh, this is what she likes. I'm going to show her more because the brain is in charge of pattern recognition and it is going to show you the same things over and over and over again. If you have not understood this from the TikTok algorithm, the social media algorithm, you need to understand it for your brain. You are the algorithm. Did you know that? You are the algorithm. The same way that social media algorithm works is the same way that your brain works. showing you all of the stuff that you've decided to focus on. Now, let that sink in for a minute and start to think, what are the things that I've been focusing on? What are the things that I've been giving my time and energy to me? And that is why it keeps showing up for you again and again and again, because you are accepting it. Okay, we have a comment. I used to go to work sick all the time because I was putting work over my health. Yes, there are so many people who put themselves in bottom ranking. Ladies, I'm talking to you. You have got to get yourself in the top ranking so that your brain, okay, understands what goes first. Let's move on, baby, because this is it can go deep. Listen, if you want to take the opportunity to go deep into these concepts, then I encourage you to head on over to our website, theblisscode.net, and book your opportunity for one-on-one private coaching for me, or join us in the academy where you can get workshops like this all the time, group coaching and accountability, and a group of like-minded women who are there to share with you and understand what you are going through. So let's talk about the L in self-help. This is the Bliss Code formula, okay? Never before have I dropped the whole entire formula like this. So you are getting a treat, okay? You need to get the look of your new persona, because remember, you're calling in a particular character. Sometimes with my private clients, I tell them to do this first, okay? Because you need to be able to kind of map her out and see who is she? What does she look like? What does she wear? What does she have going on in her exterior appearance? And this is so important because when you look in the mirror, you want to be able to see that new sense of self. You want to be able to identify with a totally new being, a totally new way of life. So, one of the things that I've done for myself and that I encourage my clients to do is get a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is where you just have a few signature items to mix and match. Why is this so important? Because think about all of the shows that you know and love, right? Think about, I don't know, SpongeBob or something. You know he's going to be wearing those suspenders or whatever it is that he wears or whatever. You know your character, you know what they are going to be wearing. So this is your business card, right? This is your exterior appearance, letting people know how you're showing up to the world, how you're presenting yourself to them. Because when we look at somebody, when we meet somebody, we immediately within seconds form an impression of them in our head. We form their story, we've built a name for them, we have a character for them in our head. Okay. So I want you to think about that as you're building this capsule wardrobe, as you're thinking of this new persona that you're calling in for life. Because actually, the things that you want, the new job, the new car, the new house, the business, the man, the weight loss, the youthful appearance. It's all on the other side of you becoming that person. You're not going to get those things unless you becomes the type of person that gets those things. You understand what I'm saying? It's all about you. So this is the elevated way to think of fake it till you make it. And it's really not faking it. It's letting the exterior world know who it is that you are, who it is that you're showing up as. I remember this marketing lady. Um, Actually, I believe the company is called Brooks Jeffries. And this woman, she wears a big hat everywhere. She calls attention. That is her calling card. So not only does she stand out with the hat, but everybody knows, oh, Brooks Jeffries. When you see that, you know that is her persona. You know, okay, all of a sudden she's got this big hat. You know she's got flair. You identify with these sort of things, and especially if you're in business, this is how your audience is going to identify with you, because you're literally wearing your calling card. And this goes deeper than just the clothes. This goes into your hairstyle, how you choose to wear your face. This goes into how you're maintaining your body for the look of your life. I asked one of my private clients recently, okay, the new you, what is she like? Tell me something about her. And she said, well, she's fit. I said, okay, well, how did she get fit? She said she went to the gym. Okay. So guess what that means? That means you have to become a gym girly. If that's the way that you got fit, you didn't say she drank shakes or she fasted. You said that the way that she got fit was to go to the gym. So the way to be able to call her in, your future self is over there. Future me. Hey, future me. You're waiting for, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to get there? I got to sign up for the gym? Okay, because you are fit, girl. Get it? You are fit. That's what you need to do to call in yourself, is to call in that persona and become the type of person that gets those things. Let's move along. I think that this is one of the most overlooked pieces of identity transformation and self mastery. Let me adjust myself for this one. This is one of the most overlooked facets of transformation. You need to be surrounded by the thing that you want. Remember, I told you that your brain understands and interprets things in a certain way, and it gives you more of what it sees. When you were on social media, if you decided that all you wanted to see was cat videos, well, all you have to do is start liking every cat video and commenting on every cat video and sharing with someone else every cat video, right? And then that algorithm is going to show you more cat videos. And they're going to show you other people online that are talking about cats, okay? Because it knows you've given it the formula with your attention. That's why they call it paying attention. You have paid with your attention. Okay. So now start to pay attention to who it is that's surrounding you. I'm a huge fan of the Blue Zones. If you haven't seen this documentary on Netflix, please go and watch this Blue Zones documentary with Dan Buettner. As a matter of fact, I'm so excited. Later this month, I'm going to be headed to Charlotte to see Dan Buettner in person talking about the Bliss Code. I'm sorry, not the Bliss Code, talking about the Blue Zones. They overlap. The Blue Zones and the Bliss Codes overlap. And if you don't know what the Blue Zones is, it's the way that people are living in these certain areas of the world, and they have the highest percentage of longevity. People that live to be 100 years old or better, and they are thriving in their communities, and they're happy, and life is all good and everything. So he put together all of these commonalities that they have, okay? So what you need to do is begin to shape your environment for those things and those people that you want to be around, because, and this is why I brought up Dan Buettner, because your friend group, and he specifically said your three closest friends, the people who you spend the most time with. So this, it might not even be your friend. You may spend a lot of time with your coworkers more than your actual friends or family. Your three best friends, so to speak, have a 166% contagion factor. What does that mean for your real life? That means monkey see, monkey do. Birds of a feather flock together. Okay. Your friends are contagious. Your network is contagious. They're going to rub off on you. Okay. I remember having a coworker back in the day. We were talking about finances and jobs and career and this and that. And she said, all I want to do is get by. I was like, okay, I need to spend a lot less time with her, because I didn't want to be caught up in the mentality of just enough to get by. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just getting by means, hey, everything is taken care of as far as my basic needs, and I don't have anything left because I'm just getting by. I was like, sis, not for me at all. So, shaping this network, shaping who you spend time with, you'll all of a sudden automatically and easily, without even thinking about it, start to develop these same habits and mindsets that they have. You'll start thinking the same way, acting the same way, walking the same way, talking the same way. And take it from a person who grew up in a military lifestyle, family moving all around the country. I picked up every accent no matter where I was. Okay. If I was in New York, I was speaking like a New Yorker. If I was in Missouri, I was speaking like someone from Missouri. No matter where it was, I was picking it up. I was feeding off of the energy. It was getting on me like a stain. Okay. It was rubbing off on me. And this is the same exact thing that happens with you and your friend group. Does it mean you need to dump your friends? Maybe. Some of them can stay, some of them can go, but during that self observation period that I talked about at the beginning, the first step of the Bliss Code formula, self help, this is where you may start to see that your network isn't aligned with you. So, S for silence and self observation, E for eliminate, L for get the look, okay? And curating your network, that's F, the F in self help, which is friends, right? Your friends, okay? And I'm telling you, we haven't even gotten to the help part of self help, of the Bliss Code formula. But already, if you start today to do some of these things, you'll start to see exactly how your life is going to start to come together for you. Instead of things happening to you, they will begin to happen for you. Why? Because you have gotten more intentional. You have decided ahead of time. You woke up, you did your morning routine, you meditated, you spent some time in mindfulness, you've observed your thoughts, you know what's going on, and you have decided, you have handpicked that this is how things are going to go. Wanda, you said you love your algorithm. I love it too. Because, Wanda, I'm in your algorithm. We're a part of each other's algorithm. But I'm telling you, choosing, selecting, there's nothing wrong with selecting your friends. There's nothing wrong with it. And a lot of people have a problem with this. They think they're being fake because they're choosing friends that benefit them. Well, I don't want any friends who are of zero benefit to me. I'm going to need some entertainment, some insight, some knowledge, you got to give me something. Or else what are we doing? What are we here for? There needs to be some sort of mutual exchange between us as friends where we're on the same page, we're on the same vibe, we're going to the same places. We help, iron sharpens iron, right? We help to level each other up. And the only way that you're going to get this is to choose wisely. So, this is the privilege of you being an adult, right? You don't have to choose the friends that are in your neighborhood. You don't have to choose the friends that are at your school or work. You can choose exactly who it is that you want to be your friend. Let's move on. Okay. The fifth step of the Bliss Code formula is the H, okay? For help. Okay, for habits. Self-help. Girl, I'm trying to keep it together, okay? The acronym for the formula is self help, and this is the H of it, which is your habits. Okay. You have to start thinking in your mind, I'm the kind of girl. I'm the kind of girl that hydrates after she's been talking for a while. And trust me, this is like my third glass of the day. So I'm the kind of girl that drinks blue lemon lavender tea from my shop at theblisscode.net. But this is the way you have to start talking to yourself. You have to convince yourself, convince the brain that you're going to pass the test. that you're in it, that you will do what it takes to get the things that you want. So some of these habits may look like eating more fruits and vegetables, waking up at the same time every day, or going to bed at the same time every day, drinking half your body weight in ounces of water or unsweetened tea. That's what these habits look like. Your habit may look like going to the gym. See, because when you transform to a new identity, right? You don't just wake up one day and all of a sudden you're that person. You wake up one day and say, "Wow, look what I've done over this time. I was just in the process. I was just in the habits of the things. I'm just the type of person that works out. I'm just the type of person that deserves a good man in my life. I'm just that type of person because of the way I behave, the way I act, the way I look, what I do, the time that I spend with myself, the way I've put myself, the standard that I've set. I'm just that kind of girl because my habits are in alignment with who I've decided that myself is. So when you think of your new self, start to think about the things that they do every day. What do they do? So you may begin to imagine this in your head or write this in your journal. Okay, they wake up at such and such a clock. They have a bottle of water next to their bed. Before they step out of the bed, they say gratitude. As soon as they step out of the bed, they stretch and do a couple of yoga moves. They walk into the bathroom and begin their grooming routine. You see, you've got to play out all of the little things that aren't sexy. That's what I want to tell you. All of the things that happen on a regular Wednesday. Some of you are stuck in looking for a vacation, and that's what you have in your mind of what you're calling in. Well, guess what? You're getting that manifestation because you've gone on vacation and then you came right back to your old self, doing your old habits at your old job, doing your old thing. What you want to do is manifest a life that you don't need to take vacation from because you're living within a state of bliss. You're living within a contented state where you're happy with everything that's gone on because you've done the work. You've transformed your identity into a completely new person where you're unrecognizable. Unrecognizable. And I'm telling you, if this seems too hard, if this seems like something that you can't do, that is why the best lives are reserved for the elite. Okay? It takes a special person to call in their self-worth, to excuse me, to give up, excuse me, to give up the things that they are used to having and doing. Woo! Of course, I would have a coughing attack. let's take let's take a little 30-second break. Okay, and we are back. And my throat is going to work for me through the duration of this. I hope you took a moment during that 30 seconds to hydrate yourself and to recognize yourself as the main character in your life, that deserves all of the things that you are calling in. That's going to be a very important part of your process, is to know that you are worthy and that you deserve a better life and that you deserve all of the things that you are calling in. You've been so used to doing things for other people for so long that you have given up on yourself and given up on those things that bring you pleasure. And this is self-sabotage at its worst. That is the height of self-sabotage, is putting other people first. Even when it comes to your children, even when it comes to your job, you need to begin to put yourself absolutely first before all others. Let's move into, excuse me, energy regulation and work. We are almost in the home stretch of the formula. And that is why I call this a lifestyle formula. Excuse me, it's not for the faint of heart. It is not for the faint of heart. It's for people who are serious and dedicated about changing their life around. So you want to do things that help to regulate your energy, that help to regulate your nervous system. And not only that help to regulate your nervous system, but the larger piece of the energy work, not just your internal energy, but working with energies that are bigger than yourself, working on your particular spirituality, whatever that may happen to be. Okay. Some of the ways that you can work with your energy are the things. Remember, I said that a lot of these things overlap. You going into mindfulness and meditation is a way to, excuse me, to work with your own energy, is a way for you to calm yourself down, calm your nervous system. If you are the type of person who is anxious, has panic attacks, starts to feel like the rug can be ripped from underneath you, these are all of the things that are keeping your body and your brain in fight or flight mode. And it's actually blocking you from getting the things that you deserve. So you want to keep yourself calm, keep yourself relaxed, keep the negative self-talk to a minimum so that you can stay relaxed and centered and grounded in your being. So when you start to feel overwhelmed, a very easy way that you can work with your energy is to take a break. Just take a break. Just go and take a walk, a 5-minute walk, go to the bathroom, whatever it is, bring the attention and the focus back to yourself. This is why when you're doing meditation, the practitioners of this always tell you to pay attention to the breath. This is energy regulation. And when you start to pay attention to the breath, you start to pay attention to something that was already there that you weren't paying attention to before, something that just goes on autopilot without you thinking about it. And you begin to appreciate these automatic processes that are within your body. You begin to have gratitude for these automatic processes that are in your body. Gratitude is a form of energy work. And gratitude isn't to make you feel bad or to make you feel that you can't strive for better. It's to make you recognize what is already there. I talked about your brain being similar to the algorithm that is with social media. These are the things that your brain picks up on. By you noticing more of the things around you, practicing gratitude in life, you are working with higher energies and you are calling in more of that. because this is what your brain sees. Your brain sees that you want more. Your brain sees that you recognize what is already there and is going to begin to show you more, just because that is what the brain's job to do: to sort, to categorize, to find patterns. Okay. And also calling in your spirituality, whatever it is that you believe in, going within, going deeper, calling in your own practice. Some people call themselves spiritual beings. Some people have a religion that they subscribe to, but they never do the practice. Where is your energy work? Excuse me. Where are your prayers? Where are your affirmations? Where is your visualization process? That is where all of these activities come in. So within the Bliss Code, there's two parts where, action are really important. Self-action are really important. And that is the part where we're talking about your habits, right? The physical things that you do, the physical things that you spend your time doing and that you waste your time on, swapping those things out for the habits that you know your new self does. Swapping out Netflix for networking, okay? Something like that. When you begin to put into practice your energy work and call on your higher power, your higher being, your higher self, your the divine, however it is that you want to see it, it's so important to call in this larger energy and to work on your practice. So whatever it is that your practice is, whatever it is that works for you, whether it's Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, whatever your thing is, you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it. So whether that means getting in community with those people that are within your same spiritual practice, doing your rituals, saying your affirmations, speaking life over something, whatever that, and these are all rituals, right? So don't get afraid when I use the R word. Ritual is just the habit, it's just the practice, okay? So whatever practice it is that you subscribe to, you're gonna have to do it, because I'm telling you, you're leaving good energy on the table when you don't work with this. Language and self-talk. We talked a little bit about self-talk before, but adopting the language of your desired community is one of the most important things that you can do. Your language is a vibration that's reverberating out into the energies of the world. And by the power of your tongue, you are putting in your order for what it is that you want out of your life. So adopt the language that your future self would have. Start talking like this person. You're already looking like this person. You're already behaving like this person. You've already got the friendships that this person has. It's time for you to seal the deal and stop the negative self-talk and start to speak affirmations over yourself. Start to say all the good things about yourself. I can't stand it when somebody says that they are realistic and that's why they do the negative things that they do. Where did you get this idea? Where did we get this idea that being realistic means noticing all the negative things? There's reality in the things that you like and the things that you enjoy that you need to start speaking on and paying attention to. I have another private client who was calling herself stupid and dumb. And this is something I didn't understand as a child. My mother used to tell me all the time, don't call anybody stupid, don't call anybody dumb. Your brain can hear you. After you get done with this workshop, I want you to go and look up, just Google this. There's a experiment that has been done so many times with fruit, with vegetables, where you take the exact same fruit or the exact same vegetable and you give it different forms of language. You tell one, I love you so much. You tell the other one how terrible it is and how ugly it is and how you don't like it. The plant that received all the love language is going to do the best, is going to thrive the most. And you can look up these experiments. That's because your language is coming out as a vibration. and crystallizing within our universe. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not vibrating. Have you ever seen like the radio waves, or if you are a podcast or business owner yourself or something like that, where you can see your own voice, or you're doing a microphone test, something like that, doing a microphone test, and you can see the vibration? The waves are there. I'm not making this up. All of this is real. Okay. So watch your mouth, watch your language. Okay. The very last thing of the Bliss Code formula is going to be the F. We have gotten to the P, places. We have gotten to the P and self-help. We have gone over S for silence and observation, E for elimination, L for get the look. Okay. F, what about your friends? Who are your friends? Okay. H, your habits. Okay. Another E for your energy and doing energy work. L for your language. And then finally, P for the places, the aligned places, frequenting the places that you know your new self belongs. When you can start to do this, you know that you're calling in the energies that you deserve to get the life that you want. So, whatever that store is, for instance, if you're like, I just don't gel with Walmart, when I go in there, it's loud, it's dirty, it's crowded. They always stop me to check my receipt. That doesn't make me feel good in my body when I go to that place. Okay, I'm not going to go there anymore. And I know that there are places in your life that you can think of, and not just the grocery store, but maybe some other stores, maybe some other people's houses. Maybe even the route that you take to work drives you through a janky neighborhood that you don't need to be looking at. Take another route. Okay. The brain, again, is going to show you again what you have seen over and over and over again. So it's so important that you monitor what's going in your eyes, okay? These receptors that you have right here, receptors in your nose, receptors in your ears, receptors in your mouth, receptors through your fingertips, your sense of touch. These are all receptors, and these are all sending messages to our brain. So if you continue to align yourself with the people, the places, the things that don't serve you and support where you're going, you're not going to get there. You're not. So I encourage you to really dive into this formula and take a look at some of the things that are going on in your life that are not in alignment with where you want to be, and start to take inventory of all the ways that you have done that you have self-sabotaged, or that the people within your life, things that need to be moved around. If you feel like this is overwhelming and you need somebody to hold your hand through the process, then of course I can help you with that through my one-on-one coaching. I do have a VIP coaching program where I will walk you through each of these stages, and not just walk you through the stages, but hold your hand through these different stages and show you the path that me and countless others have taken to transform our identity and become someone different that we don't feel like we need to vacation from. If you're the type of person that you're like, hey, I'm a self-paced person and I can do it on my own, then join the Bliss Code Academy. This is going to put you in the vortex with other women who are doing the same thing, that are on the path, that are calling in the same work as you. So all of a sudden you've got your networking done. And there's workshops within the community, there's coursework within the community to help you get through all of these lessons on your own time, on your own terms. So if you are looking for live workshops, accountability, if you are looking for a network, a sisterhood of people to do this with, to elevate you, to help you rise to the top, then the Bliss Code Academy is 100% for you. And I encourage you to head on over to theblisscode.net and take yourself a look around and familiarize yourself with everything that is there and know and see what you resonate with and make that purchase. Invest in yourself. Invest in who you want to be. Don't come back next year when you haven't done all of the things that you have wanted to do, that you have wanted to accomplish, but you're still stuck where you were. And don't be afraid to leave those friends, family members, those people behind that aren't doing the same things in life as you, because when you are a year into your journey, 6 months into your journey, you're going to look back and they're going to be in the same place that they were. So it's time for you to level up. It's time for you to get what you deserve. And it's time for you to invest in yourself and call in a different life. Thank you so much for joining me in breaking free, discovering the path to your joy, purpose, and a life that you love. My name is Jamie Drew, and I am the founder of the Bliss Code. I host the Bliss Code podcast. You can look out for new episodes of that every Friday morning. You can find that on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts from, to dive more into information like this. And of course, for a deeper dive, then you can dive into our Bliss Code Academy or one-on-one coaching with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope it's blissful.